Hi, this is Marvin from High Strength and Conditioning. A few days ago, I found this meme that I found very amusing. Super funny because it happens to every one of us, especially if your training program looks like this. I have 10 sets of press and 12 sets of snatch, and sometimes it gets really tough to remember how many sets you've done so far. So I'm going to share a few tips for you to remember how many sets you've done in your training, so you do not do anything extra or anything less. The first tool that you need is actually a kitchen timer. So what I normally do is to use this kind of kitchen timer to limit the amount of time you use to rest, for example, 3 minutes. And after the first set, you'll just use the second button to track the amount of sets that you've done. You will let this run to 0, and once the time runs to 0, you will do your set. And once you're done, you just add another set to the second counter. If you do not have a kitchen timer, you can just use the timer function in your phone and just set the minute for how much rest you need between sets. And you can use the second counter over here as the marker of the number of sets you have done. And after you've done a few sets and you think that you need more rest, you can actually add 1 or 2 more minutes to your timer so that you can rest a little bit longer. So using a timer is really handy because it has 2-in-1 function. You can keep track of the number of sets you've done and also keep track of the amount of time we spend during our rest time. Another good tip that I'm going to share is to record yourself when you're training. This is especially important if you're training on your own. So set up your camera and set up your tripod before your first working set. Record every single set and spend time to sit down and look at the video to review your lift before the next set. With this, you can think of what areas you need to work on and think of a cue that you can use for your next set. And in case you forget how many sets you've done during your training, you can just open your phone, see how many videos you have done so far in the galleries. That is the number of sets that you have done. The third way, and probably the most conventional way of recording and remembering how many sets you've done, is just simply by writing it down. If you have a training logbook or a piece of pen and paper right beside you, just write the weight that you've done and how many reps you've done for your set. So combining these 3 tips together by using the timer, recording yourself, and writing your sets down, I think this is a foolproof way to remember how many sets you've done. If you forget one or the other, at least there's one more backup. So that's it for today. I hope you find it useful, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you.